hopefully that works. Because life. Okay, me. Oh my goodness, okay. Let me try to, oh my lord, I didn't realize how much of a double chin I had. Let's see.
I'm gonna call my son.
Stream summary.
I'm gonna call my son up, see if he answers.
Okay.
What was the vacuum out here?
I was gonna vacuum, but then we got to talking, and then you fell asleep. So I just left it there. I'll vacuum
Jason.
before we leave.
What you into?
Maybe. You see nothing. Anyway.
I thought you were the dishwasher. I understand. I was going to ask you, did you start your taxes? Oh, well, I did, but
Where is it? Content, video producer. There we go. So I'm putting the, I gotta upload. I wish this wasn't like this. Storage limits on Twitch starting April 19th. So, okay. So since I have no idea where the hell I left off at, I am just going to go ahead and export all of these. If it has already been uploaded on my YouTube, I'm just going to go ahead and say sorry. Because I don't remember anything. One, two, three, 4. Okay, so I got the ones that were expiring transferred. For public. Okay, so now I've got everything all the way up to today, as far as I know. Now, I know for a fact that I did miss some, so fair warning for those of you who are watching my YouTube. I'm checking my videos on my Creator's Studio. So for those of you who are entrepreneurs or up and coming, sometimes doing like a behind the scenes, this way other people who either A, are trying to get into it, or, you know, B, like they just random knowledge. It's always good. So I hope y'all are having a good day. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't have any like shorts. Well, I have a couple of shorts, but they're from a couple of years ago. Lives. I was multi-streaming. I don't have the money for that right now. Playlists, podcast promotions. Okay. So I transfer my stuff from Twitch to my YouTube, which I know a lot of you guys do. Or at least you used to. I don't know if you do now, because now you don't have to wait 24 hours. And I don't know, unless if they do have it where it automatically uploads to other social media from Twitch, that'd be great to know, but I don't think they do have that anymore. Okay, so those are loading slowly, but they're there. And so how long does it? They only give you a week now? Expires in 4 days from March 11th. So 2 weeks, I guess? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they only give you 2 weeks instead of a month now. Just saying. Wasn't it like 6 months at one point? I don't know. Did they get that popular? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So that's that. As far as Friday, for the unschooling, where am I at here? Total. Okay, so I keep streaming on here, and for some reason the amount stays the same no matter how much I stream. Like I still haven't even broke $30, and I've been streaming for like I don't even know how long. I don't know. Might have to look at things a little bit differently. I was hoping for like a decent payout on this, but I don't think I am going to. I try to follow everybody back that follows me, but I'll be honest with you, there's just too much stuff on here for me to keep up with. And like all the different social medias. I don't have a social media manager. I do this shit by myself. And that sucks because it's a lot, and I am not smart. I try to be. It doesn't work though. Did I get a sub? No. What would I thought? Okay. I did get 2 followers and 6 cents from last week. Okay. Well, evidently I have to restart my computer, so there's enough of that conversation, right? Alright. I should have been live already for a minute. I ended up having to kick off for a second. I'm only going to go until like, I don't know. I feel like cutting it off. So today's house chores is vehicle and maintenance on said vehicle. Friday is special event planning, like for the weekend or next week. So I can't get on Facebook on this one. This new computer doesn't have anything. Anyway, driver's ed today. Since it's been nicer out, at least in North Carolina, my driver's ed thing today is probably just going to be like clean your car. I don't know. Like I said, for the driver's ed part of it, like the handbook is online. You might want to check your area for differences, but and I could do like a personal walkthrough of the vehicle that's here, but I'll be honest with you, this vehicle is like so basic. So you're gonna have, if I was to do this, it would be, I don't know how beneficial it would be because a lot of the vehicles now have like a shit ton of electronics in it, and this vehicle does not. So driver's ed has to change. especially with the new sensors and the roads and the GPS and some vehicles that are self-driving. I feel like there's just a lot of different variances and things. So when I do explain something, it's really just for the basic, like the bottom line kind of thing. As far as like a vehicle goes. In emergency situations, like I said, now that it's like getting sunny out and like nice weather, people are going to be very distracted. So distracted driving in emergency situations, like, not saying pit maneuvers, but like being more aware of your surroundings. You're gonna, like, distracted driving is in like changing the radio. Now that there's a lot of vehicles that are electronic and full of buttons, and autonomous, you know, and especially new drivers and stuff like that. Summertime, there's just a lot of things. A lot of adults, I don't know if like teenagers or like youth are even thinking about politics right now, but I feel like everyone is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what to do. We're just like surviving. And I think that, you know, for the most of us, we forget that, you know, especially for a vehicle, that we're operating a weapon. It is a piece of machinery that you have the right to use if everything is said and done, you know what I mean? But it's a privilege more so than anything. And, you know, so just be careful. Packing a vehicle also for summer. I don't know about y'all, but when I would travel, I'd get stuck in traffic a lot. So it's not like, you know, there's bathrooms everywhere. So you may have to utilize your vehicle for purposes that you weren't anticipating. One suggestion that I do have is, if you do have to go to the bathroom and you're stuck in traffic, utilize the doors if you have a 4-door vehicle as barricade, even on 2 sides. Because when I was a kid, I know my parents, they would just stop on the side of the road, hand me a roll of toilet paper if I was lucky, and then just do what you gotta do. So a lot of times, you know, people will just go down into the woods and do their thing and then come back, but you can't always do that. So having something in the vehicle that is capable of handling that, even if it's just temporary, helps. So, and a lot of people don't even think about that. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a challenge. I actually did say this on one of my TikToks like a while ago. I started to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more in detail right now. I have a challenge. Hello? I have a challenge for the automobile makers, manufacturers, whatever you want to call it, specifically for trucks. Now, I know February just passed, and everybody was all football, 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 right? And every ad that I've seen lately has something to do with like a toolbox or any kind of like accessory done to a vehicle. I'm pissed off, even though I'm not even into football as much as most people are, in the fact that all of you truck makers have not made a fucking tailgating truck. Hello? Manufacturers, make a truck for tailgating. Okay? specifically for tailgating. You have the bumper. It's empty. Do something with it. Other than making all this foldable fucking transformer shit, make it useful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand most of that stuff is useful for certain people, but your biggest crowd is gonna be tailgaters. I do have some ideas right now drawn, but, I'm not going to get into that. And specifically, Toyota, if you want my ideas, come and get them. So, that's my challenge to y'all. I will give my ideas first to Toyota, if they're interested, because I'm a Toyota girl. I was raised a Chevy Dodge girl, but I'm a Toyota girl. So my offer is first for Toyota, but the rest, if you want, whatever, make up your own shit. Anyway, so that's my challenge to y'all. As manufacturers of vehicles, doesn't necessarily have to be a truck, but probably would be more helpful and useful, would also boost your sales. Because, the sale isn't in the sale. The sale is in the accessory. So, how many accessories could you possibly do for a vehicle that's popular? Just something to think about. Anyway, so there's my idea. I threw it out into the world. I really wasn't going to talk about it, but that's whatever. I need somebody to do it. And I'm not even into football like that. I don't even go to tailgating. But it's just the fact that I keep seeing these ads. And it's always on, the side of the vehicle. The whole panel comes up and you have a whole toolbox inside or some shit. Oh, wait, we got a step that comes down. All fine and good. Totally fine. But what about the bumper? What about the tailgate? What about the lights? What about the entire frame of the fucking bed? Just saying. So, it's an idea. Y'all do with it what you will. I know that fire and gas are not even really that great, and this also goes for electronic vehicles, especially for those of you who are now into that whole big electronic lithium battery powered world going to hell shit. Especially for the electric vehicles, because an electric burner supposedly is safer than a regular burner, right? Just saying. So not only is it for your gas powered vehicles, but it's also for your electric vehicles. So, as a former representative of Flow Toyota of Statesville, it's actually where I got my start in most of my career, as far as the automotive career, was washing cars. I came up from nothing. And when I left the company, I was in charge of over 14 stores, being their representative. Then I moved to a national company, and then my entire team got terminated on a Friday. And then I went regional again in the automotive industry as a representative for AllData. So that was the last job that I actually had other than Arby's. So, and the landscaping and the woodworking. Ever since 2020, I've pretty much been working for myself and building my social media and trying to build, my career, the things that I hope for and I dream for. And they always tell you that, to go after your hopes and dreams. But when you actually do, you start to realize, how many people really don't want you to have that. When they start to see you advancing ahead of them, it upsets them, which is understandable. We feel a level of inadequacy, which is our own doing. It takes our own healing to ascend. So don't mind my cussing. But anyway. My brain goes off on tangents and I don't even know what I'm going for. I know there was a reason why I said that. For whoever needed to hear it, heard it. So, but yeah, that's my challenge to y'all. For excuse me, for the driver's ed and emergency situations, what can I do in like 10 minutes? Short video today. I've always kind of been like standoffish with the whole driver's ed thing. But I taught my kids how to drive. I also got 5 kids through the DMV to get their IDs, also through Social Security to get their Social Security numbers, and 2 of them to get their licenses. Third one to get almost to her license. So I feel pretty confident that I have a basic understanding, but whether it's relevant or not in most people's lives, I don't know. Whether you guys watch this or not, I have no idea. I know that people watch it because I see the numbers, but nobody ever comments. But when I do comment, it's usually about something that has absolutely nothing to do with this. So a lot of times I just count it as a bot or just somebody full of nonsense. But I hope that this helps somebody somewhere. I don't know. Anyway.